Hello, my name is Jason. The night my life changed, I could sense something was wrong. I knew it was, from the smell of danger that was in the air. I knew there were people in my house. I could feel their presence. I tried to stay calm and relax, as if nothing was wrong, but I knew that I was in danger. I knew any moment that there would be a knock on my door. I couldn't hear speaking. I couldn't even hear breathing except my own, but I knew there were people in my house, and that those people would bring me so much trouble, so much pain. Suppose I could leave now, just walk out that door, or run out that door. But wait, I hear something. Then I heard a knock on the door. There is no point in hiding from what is out to get me. I opened the door and saw a policeman. I was relieved. Then I pulled out my gun and shot the policeman, relieved that at least now I know I have a head start to leave this damn place. I got into my car and drove, knowing I have to change my identity again. Those people I've shot in the head in my home would bring me so much trouble. I know they would. It's a shame I have to do it all again, somewhere else, make friends, throw a party, and kill them all. The rush. Oh, the rush of killing them. Nothing compares to it. But why do the damn police have to always ruin me trying to enjoy my hobby? Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you enjoy the content, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content. Jack was a career criminal. He made a small fortune for himself, committing different crimes over the years, and he was very good at going undetected. He was never caught for any crime he committed. If he wrote a book about how he did it, it would be a bestseller with criminals. Jack lived in a mansion in the Hamptons and used to love to chill out by the swimming pool with a cocktail and enjoy the high life his crime allowed him. He loved to think of the saying, "Crime pays," and he added to it, especially when you're a smooth criminal like himself. He felt like going for a road trip one day, so decided to take a trip across the country. He felt like going on a journey with no destination, just drive and enjoy the scenery, so that's exactly what he did. He drove and drove, stopping at motels now and then, and there were times he drove from daytime all through the night. He snorted lots of cocaine to stay awake. He ended up in this small town, which only seemed to have a diner, bank, post office, and another handful of shops. He decided the bank was an easy target, so made up his mind he was going to rob it. When he was in the room in the motel, he saw a flyer that said, "Give blood to the blood bank. Call 1-800-BLOOD BANK now." He thought back to when he was younger, before his life of crime. One of the ways he made money was give blood, and he would get payment for his blood. He'd realized it was a very good thing to do, helping people. When he finally entered the bank wearing a mask, he held the gun to the girl behind the counter and shouted, "Hold up your hands and give me the money." The girl got a fright and held up her hands in panic. After a few minutes, the girl passed over loads of money in bags, and Jack left the bank and jumped in his car. He decided to not bother go back to the diner. It wasn't worth the risk of getting caught, so he just drove out of town. But before he could even get halfway down the road, he saw a very strange sight. There were lots of pale women in black dresses in a line all across the road. He stopped the car. He got out and shouted, "What the hell is this? I'm trying to drive on the road." One of the women pointed towards him and said, "You must have seen the flyer, which said give blood to the blood bank. That is a sort of cryptic message to our coven. You see, we are witches, and we have a witches' coven. And that bank is where we fund our coven. And you have taken all our money, so it's not a case of you giving blood. It's a case of us spilling your blood." With that, all the women walked towards Jack, and with knives started cutting into him until his blood poured out of his lifeless body, which lay dead on the ground. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content. Michael was waiting in the waiting room at his local optician's when a girl approached him and said to him, "Hello, Michael. Here is a sheet you need to fill out, and your eye test will be $30. And if you would like a full 3D scan of your eye to see will there be any problems for you within the next 4 years with your eyesight, then it will be another $25. So you can tick the box if you'd like to have the scan as well as the eye test, and someone will be down to see you for your eye test very soon. Thank you." Michael thanked the girl and filled out the sheet. He decided to get the scan done, considering it a very good idea to know if he will have any problems with his eyes down the road. And 4 years is a very good time range to know beforehand. When Michael entered the room, he was told to rest his chin on a chin rest and look through 2 holes while a girl introduced herself as Sarah. She asked him various questions, which colour was better for him, red or green, and the test went on a few minutes. It ended with Michael having to read out different letters from different lines. Sarah asked, "Could you read the top 3 lines please, Michael?" Michael said, "E, F, P, T, O, Z. Sarah said, "Very good. Now could you please read the 4th line?" He read them, L, P, E, D. "Very good. Now if you could read the last few lines please, but it will be getting a bit harder." Michael was pleased to be able to read them, P, E, C, F, D, E, D, F, L, O, P, Z, D, D, E, F, P, O, T, E, C, L, E, F, O, D, P, C, T. Then it came to the scan. Michael was asked to put his eyes on the chin rest again while his eyes were being scanned. Sarah was looking at her screen, afterwards explaining to Michael that everything with his eyes was in great health and he just had to get a bit stronger prescription for his glasses. Michael chose a red pair of glasses and was very happy everything seemed okay. That night when he got home, it started first. He kept getting a vision of some man in a black suit shooting him. He found out by the opticians they had no person by the name of Sarah working in their opticians. He put it down to the eye test why he was getting these crazy visions. The visions went on for months and months of the man shooting him. One night when he was walking, he got such a fright as the man who was in his visions who shot him was walking towards him. Michael panicked when he saw the man put his hand in his pocket, guessing it was a gun to shoot him. So Michael couldn't think of anything else but to push the man into a car that was just passing. The man lied on the street, and before he died he said to Michael, "I just wanted to give you back your wallet you dropped." A week later, Michael was arrested for murder and realised that it wasn't only the optician could see what happened to his eyes the next 4 years, but he could see what happened to him. But he couldn't figure out, why did the man only want to give him back his wallet when he had visions that he was going to kill him? He'd only wanted to give him back his wallet. That's what Michael could not figure out. Suddenly, when he was walking out of court, being convicted of murder, a man exactly like the man he killed walked up to him and pulled out a gun and said, "You bastard, you killed my twin brother," and he shot Michael between his eyes. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content. Megan was looking through her laptop for some place to live in New York. She knew that it would be very expensive, but she had to move for her new job. She was surprised, shocked and delighted when she saw that there seemed to be an apartment for rent very near where she was going to work. There were no photos of it, but she had to take a look, so that's exactly what she did. When she arrived at the apartment, there was a man opened the door and said to her, "Hello, you must be Megan. My name is Andrew. Well, welcome to the apartment. You can have this for $4,500 a month." She couldn't believe what he just said, so she asked him did he mean $4,500, and he said yes. When she looked inside the apartment, she couldn't believe the size of it for it being in central New York and so reasonable. Megan was a pickpocket by choice. She didn't need the money, but she loved the thrill of it. She knew there were people who were kleptomaniacs, but she didn't consider herself one. She preferred to look at it as a cheap thrill. She was down the road from her apartment in a really nice clothes shop and stole a beautiful dress for $1,300. She was buzzing walking down the street, but by the time she got back to her apartment, the buzz was gone. After a few weeks, Megan got to know Andrew. She went to his apartment, which was just across from hers, and they were drinking wine. She noticed that she saw all his apartment, every room bar one, and when she asked about it, Andrew told her that it was his mom who was sick and he was looking after her, and he preferred her not to be disturbed. One night, Megan walked into Andrew's apartment and the TV was on. He was asleep on the sofa, and there was this weird horror on the TV with a girl hanging from a ceiling. She coughed a little to wake Andrew. Andrew woke up with a start and put the TV off and said, "Sorry, I was just watching some horror." Megan moved closer and went to kiss him and sneaked the keys from his pocket. She was really determined to see what was in that room. She said to Andrew, "Hey, I'm exhausted, could I just chill out here? But if you could grab a really nice bottle of wine I have in my fridge, I would really appreciate it so much." When Andrew left for her apartment, she quickly tried all the keys until she got the right one and opened the door. She didn't want to wake his mom, but she had to have a look as it all seemed very strange. She froze in horror when what she saw was a woman hanging from a wall. It looked familiar when it finally hit her that it wasn't a horror movie on Andrew's TV. He was watching a live feed of what was happening in this room, and he had a girl tied up, hanging from the ceiling with blades on the floor underneath. She heard a noise and turned around to see Andrew holding a knife, and he said, "Don't you know it's very bad to snoop around behind people's backs?" Then Andrew stabbed Megan until she bled to death. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you enjoy the content, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content.